sex is like going to the gym. Like, I know I should. I know it's good for me. I always feel better once I'm there. But it's just kind of one more thing that I have to do.
If you struggle with finding time between the sheets with your partner, you're not alone. In fact, it's more common than you may think. A study by Psychology Today says 70% of couples have different levels of sex drive. So what do you do if you're in the mood and your partner isn't? I met with local experts about how to get back in the sack. Let's talk about sex.
I'm making this a priority, and I'm going to make sure that there's time for this in my life.
Local psychologist Dr. Stacy Benson meets with couples across the valley and offers guidance on their love life, even couples with mismatched sex drives.
Even though you're bed partners, we recognize that you might have a different sleep number. People have different sex numbers as well, and I think there's a whole lot of people out there that are 8s that are currently married to 3s.
So what does that mean? Well, just like an adjustable bed, Dr. Benson says if you ask a couple how important sex is in your relationship on a scale from 1 to 10, you're going to get different answers. But because each person has a different sex drive, as it turns out, Dr. Benson says a majority of couples have mismatched libidos.
In one study I read, up to 70% of couples are in a partnered relationship with somebody whose sex drive is different from what their sex drive is.
But here's the good news.
A vast majority of couples who have mismatched libidos are able to work it out.
Along with basic communication, Benson offers this tip to stay on the same page as your partner.
Engage in non-sexual touching, sit next to each other and watch TV. Grow that intimate relationship, and you might very well find that your desire to grow that sexual intimate relationship will increase.
And one critical tip, don't guilt trip.
To make your partner feel like it's their fault and that they should be doing things that they don't want to do, that's not going to get you the results that you want.
But before you dive in, make sure it's not something more serious.
Figuring out whether or not it's caused by a medical problem is one of the first things you should do, because if it is, then nothing else you're going to do is going to be able to impact that.
For couples who are interested in exploring more options, there are things that can be done.
Lilistol research is doing a clinical trial for postmenopausal women. They want to find out if there's a medical solution for low sex drive in women.
Female sexual desire disorders are very common, actually. Up to 40% of women actually have complaints about their sex life in some manner.
Their study uses an FDA-approved treatment that could be used for low sex drive for women in their 40s and beyond.
The medication is actually more of a topical treatment that patients would use daily.
And if all else fails, Dr. Benson says it's more than okay to plan for sex with your significant other.
The things that we don't take time to schedule are the things that just don't happen.
It is important to note that the advice given from Dr. Benson is for couples who are in a healthy, equal, committed relationship. If you are in an abusive situation, these guidelines do not apply. And if you're interested in signing up for the Lilistol study, got a link attached to this story at valleynewslive.com.